So it's that simple. But in a parampara, when you have a parampara, you have multiple sources of support, because you are, once you start a spiritual practice of meditation or pranayama, you begin to evolve. Now it is good if you can have the guru, but if your guru is at that height of consciousness, sometimes he or she might not really register what you're saying. Very often the gurus, because the mind is still, they don't have any flow of thoughts anymore, and they're living in that altered state of consciousness. Very often what you say might not even actually register on them, or they might just give you a very casual answer, which will be valuable. You didn't understand it. You go back 2 weeks later and you say, could you please explain that to me? And they have no clue what you're talking about. So at that stage, it helps if there are other disciples who are not at that rarefied, stratified level, and they still have functional minds and they still have functional memories, and they can remember both what you said and what the Guru said. They can repeat that advice to you. Now at a practical level, you may think, what kind of absurd example is this? I'll tell you, it's a very, very important thing. You need to have people in a parampara at various levels of development, not just the Guru and the immediate disciples. Because the immediate disciples also, even if they are not at the level of the Guru or the Master, their mind is also basically still. And more importantly, they are like, this person is getting so excited about all these trivial early stages nonsense. They don't have that compassion. So you need somebody who's a few steps ahead of the game, or a few levels up ahead of you, to tell you, okay, these are early days, this is early days excitement. No, you're not going mad. No, that thing is actually your imagination. So you need that, especially when you do these spiritual processes. One of the most interesting delusions that arises, in my previous lifetime I was a very famous person. So couple of days back, somebody told me that they were Maharani of Jhansi, in their last life. So I was very excited because I'm a student of history. I really wanted to know, because we really don't know how Jhansi Rani died. She was basically defeated and ran into the forest and must have died wandering somewhere. So how did you die? This person has no clue. This person does not know. There are enough historical records. This person does not know that Maharani Jhansi as a child used to have smallpox. And so she was pitied, and she was very sensitive about that. So she used to always appear in public with her sandalwood paste and powder, and she doesn't know that either. She doesn't know anything about the life and times, all of which are very well documented. You see, she was a public domain figure. She lived in the public consciousness. Unfortunately, all the other people who are meditating or learning with her all seem to be reincarnations of famous people also. So, in these sort of new age circles, there is this whole unspoken agreement. I will not challenge your delusion if you accept my illusion. So I had to kind of tell this person that all this is fine, but don't try this on a person who knows his history. You obviously don't know anything. You just want to be somebody special, and everybody else is validating. So that is the bad part of the parampara, or the negative part of the parampara. So the minute you come to a place where everybody seems to be a reincarnation of somebody famous, I think you are in a pretty good understanding that this might not be the real deal. Because if she had told me I used to clean the palki of Maharani Jhansi, I would have probably believed her. That's authentic. That's a real deal. Or I used to rub down the horses. That's probably. But nobody ever remembers themselves being ordinary. They are always these extraordinary. So in a good parampara, when people start getting these delusions, which they basically picked up from History Channel or Discovery or National Geographic or childhood memories or their grandmother's stories, in a good parampara, people would say, no, you are not the reincarnation of that person. The truth is, Maharaji Jhansi is actually quite an advanced yogi. She was part of a whole group of yogis who took incarnation to awaken India. So she's actually in another plane doing meditation there. That's besides the point. That's besides the point. The point is this belief that I am the reincarnation of somebody special, this belief that I am having these extraordinary, people learn meditation for 2 weeks and they suddenly decide that we have experienced samadhi or we have become enlightened. It's like you learn 2 asanas and you open up a yoga studio. It's those kind of. So these pitfalls, these very obvious pitfalls that are innate in human personality, the parampara saves you from that. And when you have a genuinely extraordinary experience, the parampara has people who will say yes, but that is not the deal. Move forward. We saw something very interesting yesterday because the master was teaching, but the newcomers or the people in the intermediate stage, not the experienced people, they didn't realize that she's teaching. So it fell to me to step it down and point it out. You just got two very, very important points of teaching. You just got two very because they don't realize that's how masters teach. Masters don't sit and say, okay, now here is the checklist of instructions. When they come out of the meditation in that heightened state of consciousness, they just say something. And the senior disciples or the senior people learn, okay, we need to be alert. We need to be aware because teaching happens in those relaxed moments. Now, if I was not there, that whole teaching would have floated away. So from now on, I know at least for the next 2-3 weeks, people will pay attention when she says something. After that, they'll go back to I learned the very hard way. Very, very hard way. Pay attention. And I learned the very hard way. Don't go back to her and tell her, Santosh, you had told me this, some further clarification, because she doesn't remember. The mind is still. If the mind is still, there is no memory of these kind of things. There is a functional memory to live from day to day and recognize people, but there is no memory of these kind of trivial things. So the parampara is required. You need, to know that you are not alone, that other people have gone through these experiences, that other people understand what you are saying. And that sort of support and validation you cannot purchase. You cannot get it by going on the net, which is the other problem, the kind of nonsense that is on the net. And then people start thinking, why has this not happened? Because people have a checklist of spiritual experience. It must happen on schedule. I have been meditating and this has not happened.